Interesting music question here. War versus Tower of Power in the listen to and whom I prefer. Wow. Two of the baddest versatile funk bands from back in the day. Both beat you from the West Coast and didn't sound nothing alike. Tower of Power had that incredible brass section, which I'll tell you something. I can almost put their brass section as the best of James Brown's brass sections, Earth, Wind, and Fire's. Those horns, I can almost put those horns with just about anybody you want to mention. P-Funk horns, a lot of horn sections. Tower Power has such a distinctive horn section. It's amazing because when you listen to it, it just, you can expect full bloom roses and flowers in April, and it can be cold or winter. Then when we get to the vocals, the late Rick Stevens, who was a bad man, but then the Lenny Williams era, which was my favorite era of Tower Power. And, an incredible display how that connected with that sound, that groove. You know about the drumming and the organ and the bass. Tower Power had a kick butt groove section that just couldn't lose. It was like it was like a traditional but a modernization that worked. It was a nice hybrid that was very strong. It was steeped in the tradition with the horns, but then the vocals and the doo-wop, but then you get the funk and the soul and the groove. And it was a blast that definitely made your mind and your body want to move. So it was very organic and it was direct, but it was romanticized. It had a certain connotation. It just hit a certain way. Meanwhile, War was kind of almost like the Cosby Show. Like you remember when the Fat Albert and the Gang hit the cans and hit everything on the sidewalk and created. That's how War hit you. It had that raw, organic, steel, bump on the road jam, but yet it was it was earthy. It moved. War sounded like war. The vocals were crunchy and raw. Even when they got into the synthesizer era, it still had a gut bucket raw street feel. They always had a street feel to what they did. From when you hear a cut like Galaxy, if you remember the old movie with Lawrence Hilton Jacobs, Freddie Boom Boom Washington, and also played Joe Jackson's father in American Dream, he was in Youngbloods, street gang movie, and Toe It Up. And in Galaxy was used because if you remember, Diddy and Jennifer Lopez used that instrumental break for Been Around the World, that instrumental dance cycle. That was one of the coldest freestyle dance performances. And then